Okay, so this was taken from the DOT website, and it's an Excel download overview, snapshot date October 25th, 2024. So that's exactly 2 years to the day when Augie was cited. Okay, so here's their thing. They're saying, you know, this is their spiel, how they keep us safe. Right? But I don't know how the DOT is expected to keep us safe when the NHP is, you know, either so incompetent or so conspiratorial that they're going to cover this up for this guy. And this is really crazy. So they're talking about that, you know, they identify non-compliance so severe that immediate corrective action is required regardless of the motor carrier failing to implement an alcohol and or controlled substance testing program. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm sorry, I can't explain it. There is some weird stuff on their website, sorry to say. And they talk about, you know, relate directly to management and or operational controls and indicate breakdown in the carrier's management pattern of similar violations. For example, a falsified record of duty status reports, right? So example. Okay, so let's get to it. Here we go. So this is the US DOT number 1670669. That's for WELSCO Corp drilling in Fallon, Nevada. And this guy seems to have a problem with flagrantly violating these safety laws that are put in place, statutory and federal safety laws that are put into place so that people don't die a horrific death like what happened to Jessica. This guy was cited for the tires for this vehicle maintenance in violation of 393.75A2. Okay, was he ever convicted? No, because what they did was they gave him a ticket because they knew they had to. There were so many flagrant violations, they had to do something. There were pictures of the tire. There were too many eyes. They knew they had to at least give him the minimum, which would be to cite him for the tire. And at least somebody had the nuts to tell the truth on that portion of it. But then in the state portion of the report, it was marked that the tire failed due to mechanical defect. And so the ticket was completely overlooked by whomever, and here we have an accountability issue with the Nevada Highway Patrol because we don't really know for sure. Until they tell us, we don't know for sure who actually wrote the report that concluded that there was no human factor and that there were no charges recommended. Okay, so it's either incredibly shoddy police work or it's purposeful and it's an intentional thing. Okay, so here we have some dates in this report. So now we're getting down to it. And we start with here, 10/25/22. This is the Nevada Highway Patrol report number that they gave to the DOT. The NHP's actual own report is 1001704. This is the DOT Federal Motor Carrier Safety report that's required. Okay. So there you go. Vehicle maintenance. Okay. All inspections and violations. So on 10/25/2022, we know he was cited for vehicle maintenance. So then on 10/27/2022, he's in Colorado and he's caught. This was inspired by someone named Holly who happened to be awake in the middle of the night, same as I was. We had a little conversation that spurred me to go back and look in these documents some more. And I'm thinking it wouldn't hurt anything for people to be aware of it too. And so why did the Churchill County why did the Churchill County District Attorney's Office not prosecute? Because the Nevada Highway Patrol fudged the state portion of the report, which says there was no human factor and no charges were recommended. But as we can see here, that is completely erroneous. One way or the other, the owner-operator of WELSCO Drilling is responsible for the death of Jessica Gomez, and he needs to be held accountable. This could happen to any of us out there on the highway if this is the kind of Nevada Highway Patrol and Nevada State Police that we have protecting us, that they would cover up such a horrific incident knowing full well. And when you watch those body-worn cameras, the way they dance around that tire like it's a poison snake. But you'll notice here too that pretty soon Augie comes up in the world. Looks like he's got him a brand new 2024. Okay, here's his other on that old piece of shit that he killed Jessica with. Okay, so here's his new stuff. And these are all public records, so nobody can cry, "Oh, you're doxing him." No, I'm just stating the facts that the law enforcement, if they were actually doing their jobs, wouldn't be defrauding the other people whose jobs it are to look out for us. And so, yeah, it doesn't look like there's much more here. And, I can go on and on because the list is long, the ways that the law was violated in this situation. And so, let's see. We can see it just on the edge of one of these. Here it is, right here. Look at that. Vehicle maintenance, 10/25/2022. There's that report number again, the one that the state has to give to the government, to the federal government, right? So here's and look at that license plate. Okay, that is a fictitious license plate. If you listen and you look at the dispatch logs, this isn't even the right license plate for that truck, which you'll notice in the reports. There's some funny shit about that too, but here we go. Vehicle maintenance violation, 393/75A, tire tread and sidewall separation. Okay, vehicle maintenance. So how did they not know on the 25th that Augie needed to be charged? What happened between the 25th and of 2022 and when they finally released the reports to me a year later in I think November or December of 2023? What happened in between that time that made them culminate and conclude that it was a non-human factor crash? A lot of things to think about there. So we've got some public officials who have actually colluded and conspired. And, isn't that cool? I'm going to put beads on that too. Yeah, boy. Have actually colluded and conspired to cover this up. And here we have. This was a human factor crash because vehicle maintenance. And don't forget, we have all the pictures. Don't forget. Never forget. Never forget. This